Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the rear flares for the E46. So these were the ones that I was talking to you guys about. These are from Motorsports. Now these flares, before we open up the box, I'm going to explain to you guys what they are. So these are actually molded out of the OEM M3, so they're the same width. The only thing is that these obviously have to be bolted on there, and these are not meant for show car use. These are actually made for track use. That way, so you can fit a more aggressive wheel. That way, and then also if you happen to damage the flare, you can take it off, buy a new one, put it back on. So that's the whole purpose of these. But with that being said, that doesn't mean that you can't make these into a showpiece flare. So that's what we're going to be doing. I do have a couple of things that I want to talk to you guys about, and then I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to see how the fitment on these are, and then I'm kind of going to go from there. So let's go ahead and get this unboxed. We don't really have much. All we got is these brackets that are used to hold on the flare whenever you're doing the mounting process. Not brackets, but these are, I forgot what kind of pins they are, but somebody help me out here. They're just some type of pins for you guys to hold them in place. And here we got the flares. So they don't look very aggressive. I'm actually curious to see how they go on there. But you do have the option of, I think you pull the bumper back actually to make room for it to fit accordingly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the car in. I'm gonna mount these on there, see how it looks, and then I'll give you guys my honest opinion on these. Alright guys, so the other day I started recording and I realized that it wasn't the best lighting and the best view. So what I did is I went ahead and mocked up the flare once again, and here you can kind of see how this one looks compared to this one. Not much of a difference, but it's still a noticeable difference. And these are actually replicated or molded out of the M3 quarter panels, so it's got the same width. And the only thing is that I've noticed with this one is that it's gonna need some shaving work down here so it'll sit flush, because right now if I put this up against the car, this is actually preventing it from this sitting flush and this sitting flush, which is causing the bumper to be pulled out probably a little bit more than it should. But pretty much the same example is going to happen. Once all this is sitting flush, you're going to have to pull the bumper out and attach it to the flare, and then that's how you're going to be able to keep the body lines on the car to flow. From what I've seen, you can run a factory M3 rear bumper, which the difference between those is that everything is pretty much the same, except once you get over to this part, the M3 bumper actually has like a little bit of part that flares out, and it would attach to the flare as well. So that's one option that you guys can do if you don't want to run a regular 3 series bumper. Eventually with this project, I'm wanting to do either like a turbo setup on this car, or depending how my funds are, maybe do a swap. Maybe like a 1JZ swap would be kind of cool. I don't know. LS? Nah, not really. I'd rather have a 1J or a 2J in here if possible. But yeah guys, let me know what you guys think. These are the flares. These are the Motorsport flares. Like I said, these are molded out of a factory M3, so it's got the same width. You're only gaining about, if you look at it here, here's where this flare stops, and then you got the factory one. So you're gaining, obviously here you're getting a little bit more, but this is kind of pointless because you're not gonna cut it all the way down here. So we'll cut it up here, and then so you're gaining about like 1.5 inches in clearance, or about 1 inch up top. So nothing drastic, but at the same time it's noticeable. So if you look at this view, you can see the flare on the right side, and then you can't really see it as much on the left side. So it does add a little girth. Like I mentioned again, it's not a drastic change, but it's a noticeable change. So to me, it'll be worth it running these flares once I do the, you know, the M3 fenders, because they do have they're a lot wider up front than the factory ones up front up there. So, yep, I think this is what it's looking like for now. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Give it a thumbs up if you are interested to see how this project comes out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.